This is your recommendation from the city manager and the management staff to council for funding.
Based on your understanding of our direction.
Right, of the discussions with council, correct.
So frankly, we rely on this plan to begin to schedule the staff's work so they can begin to do preparatory work on capital projects.
We have the opportunity to purchase Rockhaven. Then we have an ability to recoup some of our investments with that lot across the street with the Ford dealership lot in terms of a commercial venture with a grocery store, etc. And for me, we should do that once and for all. And I think financially it works out. It's not this huge amount of money. And one of the reasons is that, like I say, we have an ability across the street from the current fire station at the Ford dealership to literally make some money.
If indeed we acquired the whole Rockhaven site, that would likely be a phased rehabilitation development over a number of years.
Okay, well, I'm prepared to vote for that option today.
If you're willing to plan around this scenario, then we will need to go figure out a way to find some resources in order to make that planning scenario fit.
Okay, so what we've said is, at this point in time, with our priorities as we've expressed them, this list is what's important.
Rockhaven rehab of $2 million, and we kind of split it up into 10 and 12. Those can move around as need be.
And my guess is we'll need to come back and look at these. If we're successful on the Rockhaven property discussions, we'll probably want to do some initial work even in 08, 09, along with maybe beginning some community discussions at some point, so we can start to develop a concept. So we may need to move some portion of this $2 million up into earlier years.
Right.
Mr. Starbird.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, your action this evening at this point seems somewhat anticlimactic now that you've been thanked by many people for having already done it. But there is a vote to be taken.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Quintero.
Yeah, I just want to say how happy I am for the entire City of Glendale, because this is going to literally be a regional park that Glendale residents will use, as well as residents of La Crescenta, the county portion, and Tahunga, and everywhere else. This is truly a magnificent property. Whenever we buy these, this sort of parkland and do these things, neighborhoods are usually quite happier. When we purchase the open space, neighborhoods are happy, but in this case I think the entire city is going to benefit by this first purchase, and I'm just looking forward to cleaning it up and letting the citizens use it.
Council members Najarian?
Yes.
Quintero?
Yes.
Weaver?
Aye.
Yusefian?
Aye.
And Mayor Draymond?
Yes.
The general consensus of the community, however, is that this facility is a significant part of Glendale's past, and preserving it for the future is a responsibility not to be taken lightly.
The future for Rockhaven is what's being planned right now. I think the one thing that we can say with some assurance is that Rockhaven is going to be preserved, and the significance of the activities and the buildings will be preserved and interpreted.
I think we are going to be able to restore the gardens, and that's going to be the first work we do, is restore some of the gardens, allow people to come and enjoy the gardens, and then we'll proceed to the buildings on site. But yeah, we want to make it look like it did back when this place first opened.
There was a lot of consideration about the potential reuse for Rockhaven, whether it would be appropriate to relocate the Montrose Library onto this site, to just leave the site as it is and use the buildings to interpret what life at Rockhaven had been, to bring in some kind of art opportunities, local artist opportunities, or historic opportunities, relocation of perhaps a historical society. A lot of different options were considered, including, of course, just the conversion of the grounds or allowing the grounds to be used as a Passy Park area.
I would like the people of this valley to become invested in this place, to kind of feel like they own it in a sense, along with the city.
Well, this is going to be a park, so we are the key agency in this. So our role is really going to be, is once we get the assessment from, we have a company or consultants doing a historic assessment on the site. Once we get that, we're going to take it out to the community, do a master plan for the site, really involve the community in terms of what they want to see happen to this site, and then proceed with that master plan and the timeline to renovate the buildings. It won't be overnight. I think it may be one building a year for a little while until the economy picks up and we see more dollars in our capital projects fund.
I think if they can maintain the atmosphere and maintain the what we have here, I think they couldn't lose.
I can see the potential for a wonderful plans that the city has expressed that they want to make here, and I'm very excited about that because I think it's such a wonderful compliment to my grandmother and to Rockhaven that this will be a community center that everyone can enjoy.
I can't wait till we open it. I think the community is really going to enjoy this site, and it's going to be a fabulous park, like a number of other parks that we have with historic components in it. They're going to love it, and I can't wait to open it up.
The grounds would make a beautiful site for receptions and gatherings, much like Casa Verdugo or Brand Library. Restoring the gardens to become public space to give back to the residents of Glendale to enjoy. Preserving a time capsule of what our past was, and in doing that, a glimmer of what Glendale's future is, preserving our history and traditions.
It's not over now that the city has it. It's just transitioning into a whole nother use. You know, Rockhaven will go on and on.
The last facet of the plan included using a city-owned parking lot to create a new retail anchor for Montrose Shopping Park, with the idea that it would generate the money to renovate Rockhaven through the sales tax.